Hey, welcome back to All About That Disney Life. I am Danny B, the girl who is all about that Disney life. We now move on to Finding Nemo, which came out in 2003. So let's get to know this cast. Albert Brooks was Marlin. Ellen DeGeneres was Dory. Alexander Gould was Nemo. Willem Dafoe was Gil. Brad Garrett was Bloat. Allison Janney was Peach. Stephen Root was Bubbles. Austin Penn Dighton was Gurgle. Vicki Lewis was Deb and Flo. Joe Ranft was Jacques. Jeffrey Rush was Nigel. Andrew Stanton was Crush. Elizabeth Perkins was Coral. Nicholas Bird was Squirt. Bob Peterson was Mr. Ray. Barry Humphries was Bruce. Eric Bana was Anchor. Bruce Spence was Chum. Bill Hunter was Philip Sherman. Lulu E. Belling was Darla. Jordy Ranft was Tad. Erica Beck was Pearl. Eric Per Sullivan was Sheldon. And John Ratzenberger was the School of Moonfish. Now we move on to the facts all about Finding Nemo. Number 1, the inspiration. The inspiration came from multiple experiences going back to director Andrew Stanton's childhood. He loved going to the dentist to see the fish tank, assuming that the fish were from the ocean and they wanted to go home. In 1992, he took his family to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, and after seeing the shark tube and various exhibits, he felt that the underwater world could be done beautifully in computer animation. Number 2, the production. Pre-production began in early 1997. Stanton began writing the screenplay during the post-production of A Bug's Life. It began production with a complete screenplay, and the artist took scuba diving lessons to study the coral reef. Number 3, deleted material. Originally, there was going to be flashbacks to reveal how Coral died, but Stanton realized that by the end of the movie, there would be nothing to reveal, deciding to show how she died at the beginning of the movie. The character of Gil also was different from the character seen in the final movie. In a scene that was eventually deleted, Gil tells Nemo that he's from a place called Bad Luck Bay and that he has brothers and sisters in order to impress the young clownfish, only for the latter to find out that he was lying by listening to a patient reading a children's storybook that shares exactly the same details. Number 4, animation. To ensure that the movements of the fish in the movie were believable, the animators took a crash course in fish biology and oceanography. They visited aquariums, went diving in Hawaii, and received in-house lectures from an ichthyologist. The great white shark Bruce is in reference to the animatronic shark used in the Universal film Jaws. Number 5, a lawsuit. This fact shocked me too because I haven't really talked about some of the lawsuits that I found out in previous Disney movies, but this one was too interesting not to talk about. So, Finding Nemo shares many plot elements with Perriot the Clownfish, a children's book published in 2002 but allegedly conceived in 1995. The author, Franck Le Calvez, sued Disney for infringement of his intellectual rights and to bar Finding Nemo merchandise in France. The judge ruled against him, citing the color difference between Perriot and Nemo. Number 6, the release. Finding Nemo had its premiere in Los Angeles on May 18, 2003, and opened in theaters with The Italian Job and Wrong Turn on May 30th, 2003. This was the first Pixar movie to be released during the summer instead of November. Number 7, the box office. During its original theatrical run, it made $339.7 million in the United States and Canada and $531.3 million in other territories for a worldwide total of $871 million. It was the second highest grossing movie of 2003 behind The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King. It also defeated The Matrix Reloaded to become the highest grossing movie of the 2003 summer season. The movie sold an estimated 56.4 million tickets in the United States during its initial theatrical run. On its opening weekend, it earned $70.6 million in the United States and Canada. When the movie opened, it was ranked number 1 at the box office, beating Bruce Almighty. Number 8, the awards. Now, once again, I am just going to be reading off the awards that this movie has won, but I am forewarning you now, this movie has won over 40 awards, so be patient with me as I read this very long list. At the Academy Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Feature. At the Saturn Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Film, and Ellen DeGeneres won for Best Supporting Actress. At the Annie Awards, this movie won for Outstanding Achievement in an Animated Theatrical Feature. It won for Outstanding Character Animation. It won for Outstanding Character Design in an Animated Feature Production. It won for Outstanding Directing in an Animated Feature Production. It won for Outstanding Effects Animation. It won for Outstanding Music in an Animated Feature Production. It won for Outstanding Production Design in an Animated Feature Production. Ellen DeGeneres won for Outstanding Voice Acting in an Animated Feature Production. And it won for Outstanding Writing in an Animated Feature Production. At the BMI Film and TV Awards, this movie won a BMI Film Music Award. At the Critics' Choice Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Feature. At the Dallas-Fort Worth Film Critics Association Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Film. At the Florida Film Critics Circle Awards, this movie won for Best Animation. At the Genesis Awards, this movie won for Feature Film for Animation. At the Satellite Awards, this movie won for Best DVD Extras. At the Kansas City Film Critics Circle Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Film. At the Kids' Choice Awards, this movie won for Favorite Movie, and Ellen DeGeneres won for Favorite Voice from an Animated Movie. At the Las Vegas Film Critics Society Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Film. At the Golden Reel Awards, this movie won for Best Sound Editing in an Animated Features for Music. At the National Board of Review, this movie won for Best Animated Feature. At the Online Film Critics Society Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Feature. At the Toronto Film Critics Association Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Film. At the Young Artist Awards, Alexander Gould won for Best Performance in a Voice-Over Role for a Young Actor. Erica Beck won for Best Performance in a Voice-Over Role for Young Actress. And this movie won for Best Family Feature Film for Animation. At the AFI Awards, this movie won for Movie of the Year. At the Visual Effects Society Awards, this movie won for Outstanding Character Animation in an Animated Motion Picture. At the Movie Guide Awards, this movie won for Best Movie for Families. At the Phoenix Film Critics Society Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Film. At the DVD Exclusive Awards, this movie won for Best Menu Design. It won for Best Games and Interactives. And it won for Best Deleted Scenes, Outtakes, and Bloopers. At the New York Film Critics Online Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Feature. At the Utah Film Critics Association Awards, Ellen DeGeneres won for Best Supporting Actress. At the Online Film and Television Association, this movie won for Motion Picture, and it won for Best Animated Picture. At the Circuit Community Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Feature. At the Golden Schmoes Awards, this movie won for Best Comedy of the Year, and it won for Best Animated Movie of the Year. And at the International Online Cinema Awards, this movie won for Best Animated Feature. Number 9, The Stage Show. The stage musical Tarzan Rocks occupied the theater in the wild at Disney's Animal Kingdom from 1999 up until 2006. When it closed in January of 2006, it was rumored that a musical adaptation of Finding Nemo would replace it. This was confirmed in April of 2006 when Disney announced that the adaptation with new songs and also combining puppets, dancers, acrobats, and animated backdrops, and would open in late 2006. The 40-minute show opened on January 2nd, 2007. Several musical numbers took direct inspiration from lines in the movie, including Big Blue World, Fish Are Friends, Not Food, Just Keep Swimming, and Go With The Flow. Nemo was the first non-musical animated movie to which Disney added songs in order to produce a stage musical. In 2009, Finding Nemo the Musical was honored with a Thea Award for Best Live Show from the Themed Entertainment Association. Number 10, the attractions. We have a few rides and attractions at a few of the Disney parks. So we have at Disneyland, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, which came to the park in 2007. And Turtle Talk with Crush, which came to the park in 2005. At Walt Disney World, there is Turtle Talk with Crush, which came to the park in 2004. The Seas with Nemo and Friends, which came to the park in 2007. And there is a section at Disney's Art of Animation Resort, which came in 2012. And that was the first resort that I stayed at the first time I went to Disney World. I kid you not. The details for the Finding Nemo section are so specific and detailed and on point. You know the annoying seagulls in the movie? They go, mine, mine, mine. I kid you not. For anybody who has not been to that resort or who have not stayed there yet, they add the seagulls on top of the resort. And you guessed it, a timed sequence. They all shout, mine, mine, mine. It's kind of annoying, but at least they didn't do it at night when everyone's sleeping. At Disneyland Resort Paris, there's Crush's Coaster, which came to the park in 2007. At Tokyo Disney Resort, there's Turtle Talk with Crush, which came to the park in 2009. and the Nemo and Friends Sea Rider, which came to the park in 2017. And at Hong Kong Disneyland Resort, there is Turtle Talk with Crush, which came to the park in 2008. Number 11, where can we find these characters? Well, we don't have a lot of characters that can be seen, but we do have a couple. So we'll start with Bruce. Bruce appears in Crush's coaster as an audio animatronic. Riders narrowly escape him in the wrecked submarine, and they enter the coaster portion of the attraction. He also makes a brief appearance in the Seas with Nemo and Friends in the shipwreck section, where he tries to get Nemo to come out of hiding and join him for a bite. Bruce also appears in Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage in the shipwreck section. There he sees the people in the submarine and assures them that he isn't going to eat them, or at least not all at once, but then is reminded of the fish-friendly pledge by Chum. After reciting the pledge, and as the rider's submarine enters the minefield, Bruce warns them not to touch the balloons or else they'll pop. But the submarine accidentally touches the mines, and Bruce and Chum swim away as the mines explode. The last character we can see at the parks is Crush. Crush is an easy-to-find character in the Disney parks. He appears in his own talk show, Turtle Talk with Crush, at the Seas with Nemo and Friends of each resort except Disneyland Paris. He also appears in Finding Nemo the musical at Disney's Animal Kingdom, Crush's Coaster, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, and the Seas with Nemo and Friends, as well as World of Color and Tokyo Disney Sea's Fantasmic. He is also seen as a giant statue at Walt Disney World's Disney's Art of Animation Resort. And there you have it, all the facts to Finding Nemo. If you like this video, please hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe, and I hope you have a zippity-doo-dah day. Goodbye.